Eyewitness Weather forecast.
And a good Wednesday evening to everybody. I'm meteorologist Jordan Reed. We're definitely turning the page from the fall-like weather that we had to start the week because summer is definitely coming back in full force with both heat, humidity, as well as some storm chances as we head into the weekend. So let's take a live look right now in downtown Utica. 84 degrees is our current reading. The dew point is at 57, but that dew point is going to be on the rise over the next couple of days. And even as recently or as soon as midnight tonight, and we'll also have a southwesterly breeze at 8 miles an hour, and the heat index at this time is 83 degrees. So it's actually a tad cooler when you factor in the rather low dew points at this time. But again, those are going to go up over the next few days. Temperatures right now for most of our area from the valley on toward the south are into the lower and middle 80s, and it looks like the hot spot right now is Camden at 88 degrees. You're up into the upper 70s to lower 80s up toward the north. The dew points right now, as I mentioned, are rather low, but as you head down toward the south, we've got dew points into the lower and middle 60s there, and I think those are going to be on the rise during the overnight hours. The radar right now, as it has been over the last couple of days, free and clear of any precipitation, scanning dry because of high pressure and control, but the area of high pressure is moving offshore, and that's what's going to cause the heat to come in. So for areas from Syracuse down toward Binghamton, off toward the west like Rochester and Buffalo, we do have a heat advisory in effect tomorrow from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. So even though we're not included in that heat advisory yet, it wouldn't be surprising if that does get extended to the Mohawk Valley and the southern tier, and we could expect heat index values as high as 90 to 105 degrees, just depending on where you are. So high temperatures tomorrow themselves will be between about 85 and 95 degrees, just depending on where you are. 94 is the expected high in both Syracuse and in Utica, and with that heat factor, or with the humidity factored in, it could feel like around 103 degrees in downtown Utica tomorrow afternoon because of the humidity. So the dew point is going to be in the tropical category, up around 70 degrees tomorrow. We've been into the comfortable and refreshing categories over the last 2 days, so thankfully we can we're not looking at that anymore. But our futurecast is going to remain dry during the day tomorrow. It's not until tomorrow night into Friday that we could be looking at some storms. Some of those could be strong to severe yet again, with the threat for heavy rain being the main threat, and we'll start Friday with a lot of clouds even if you don't see those showers and storms. So again, the severe weather threat doesn't come until Friday. It looks like we could see some damaging winds yet again, the main threat being that marginal risk for flash flooding. And then once we get beyond that into Saturday, things look dry right now, 87 degrees for the high, very warm and dry, and then we'll be dealing with scattered showers and thunderstorms, some of which could be strong to severe on Sunday again, with highs in the mid-80s, and the heat and humidity doesn't look like it's going anywhere. Even as we head into Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week, same thing with those storm chances.
All right, thank you, Jordan. Still to come on Eyewitness News.
Brought to you by Nye Automotive Group. Come see why it's gotta be Nye. Now, your Eyewitness Weather forecast.
And a good Wednesday evening to everybody. I'm meteorologist Jordan Reed, tracking some hot and humid days ahead of us with chances for showers and storms, especially once we get into the weekend as well. I'll tell you all about that in a second. But let's take a live look right now at downtown Utica from the Bank of Utica iNet camera, where it is currently 70 degrees after a high of 85. So we've come down about 15 degrees since this afternoon. What's going up, though, is the dew point, the measure of how much moisture is in the air. Most of the day, it was in the middle and upper 50s. Right now, it's at 61 degrees. We have an easterly wind at 5 miles an hour, and that heat index is the same. But tomorrow, the heat index and the temperature are going to be significantly different from one another. So temperatures across the region right now just depend on where you are. Oneonta and Utica are both at 70. Camden is as warm as 75, and it's as cool as 62 right now in the Boonville, where of course the Oneida County Fair is going to still be going on for the next couple of days. Unfortunately, we have some wet weather that may be impacting that as well. So we do still have a couple of 50s on our dew point map, like Hamilton at 59, Old Forge, Pasco, and Johnstown are all at 57. The rest of us are creeping up into the low 60s, and that's where they're going to be during the overnight hours. So as a result, the temperatures will only get down into the low 60s. What you're seeing on the radar right now is just some ground clutter. Other than that, we're scanning free and clear of any precipitation, and it's going to remain that way through tomorrow. Of course, the big story tomorrow is going to be the heat. No heat advisories in effect for our area, but from Syracuse down toward the south and west, off toward Binghamton, Rochester, there is one in effect from 11 a.m. until 8 p.m. during the hottest hours of the day for heat index values between 90 and 105 degrees in some locations. Wouldn't be surprised if the southern tier or the Mohawk Valley were to be added to that, because I'm expecting equal heat index values here. So temperatures tomorrow up around 94 degrees with southeasterly or southwesterly breeze around 5 to 10 miles an hour, not offering much relief. And tomorrow we will see those heat index values give or take around 100 degrees during the hottest part of the day. That's thanks to the dew point, which will be up into the tropical category right around 70 degrees. And you think that's bad. Friday it's even worse with those dew point values up around 74 at times. So again, tomorrow southwesterly wind, mainly dry, and we're looking at the threat for some strong to severe storms late Friday morning into the early afternoon as part of a cold front that knocks down the temperature and the humidity briefly, the main threat from that being some heavy rain. So we'll keep an eye on that. Tomorrow is hot and muggy, but still mainly dry. And then we've got those storms on Friday. Saturday it looks very warm, but still dry for most of us with 85 to 90, and then the temperatures come right back up into Monday, but at least it looks dry for right now.
Dry for right now, but plenty of rain coming and plenty of heat and humidity. So, Jordan, what should people be doing to combat all of this heat?
Yes, we're going to be dealing with high heat, high heat and humidity. So that means that our body can't fight off the sweat the way that it normally could. So make sure you're staying inside as much as possible and drink plenty of water.
All right, thank you, Jordan. Baseball Hall of Fame.
Now, your eyewitness weather forecast.
And a good Wednesday evening to everybody. I'm meteorologist Jordan Reed, tracking what's going to feel like a furnace over the next couple of days with both heat and humidity. Right now, temperature 70 degrees, so not too bad yet. That'll change as we head through the day tomorrow. Dew point 60 degrees. That's definitely come up over the last few hours as well. Winds out of the east at 6 miles an hour. So that dew point coming up won't allow the temperature to drop back much from where it is right now. We'll get down to around 60 to 65 for most of us. Some of us are there right now, like Boonville and Paseko, both at 61. Right as I say that, Boonville drops to 60, but it's still as warm as 75, both in Camden and in Syracuse, and it's in the mid-60s down toward the south as well. Herkimer at 65. The dew point's not far from that. They've definitely been creeping up over the last couple of hours, and tomorrow they'll be right around 70 degrees, so it's going to feel kind of gross outside during the day tomorrow. Right now they're in the upper 50s to right around 60. The radar is dry, free, and clear of any precipitation other than just the ground clutter that you're seeing around the radar sites. So because of the dangerous combination of the heat and humidity that there will be tomorrow, there is a heat advisory in effect for areas from Syracuse down toward the south over toward Binghamton, as far west as Rochester. Wouldn't be surprised if that were to get extended here into the Mohawk Valley and into the southern tier. It's in effect for the areas in orange, meanwhile, from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. per the National Weather Service for heat index values between 90 and 105 degrees expected for those late morning, early afternoon hours. And I'm expecting more of the same here in the valley. So that's the reason why I wouldn't be surprised if it got extended to us here in the valley. Again, National Weather Service call. So with a southwesterly breeze tomorrow, we'll have temperatures in the middle and upper 80s to the lower and middle 90s. Of course, cooler to the north and south. With the combination of the heat and humidity, it'll feel like around 95 to as much as 103, 105 degrees. And Friday, unfortunately, more of the same. The reason is because the dew point will be up into the tropical category right around 70 degrees during the day tomorrow. At least it will remain dry on our future cast. We'll see a few mid and high level clouds tonight. A southwesterly breeze tomorrow, really fueling that heat and humidity with some mid and high level clouds, but again, keeping things dry. That changes though as we head through tomorrow night into Friday, especially Friday late morning into the early afternoon with the passage of a cold front. And some of those storms could be on the strong to severe side with damaging wind as well as a little bit of flooding being the main threat. But the good news is that once we get past that and into the weekend, we start to dry things out. It's dry on Saturday, 85 to 90, still very warm and kind of humid, but dry for most of us. Sunday, not the case, looking like some showers and storms become likely, but then we start to dry things out for Monday of next week. Tuesday and Wednesday look a little bit unsettled again, but the theme here being some heat and humidity will be with us no matter what.
Jordan, did I read that graphic correctly? 103 degrees with the humidity tomorrow?
Yeah, around give or take 100 or so for tomorrow in downtown Utica.
Yikes. Well, if you're going to be out in that heat tomorrow, make sure that you are drinking plenty of water. And Jordan, don't be surprised if I show up in shorts tomorrow, because that's too hot.
You got to do whatever you can to stay cool.
You're watching Eyewitness News at 11. Stay